सद्गुरु श्री गजानन महाराज की जय. Namaskar. I am Atul Kokardekar. I feel blessed to present the English pothi of Shri Gajanan Maharaj. With Maharaj's blessings, I hereby start. सद्गुरु श्री गजानन महाराज की जय. श्री गणेशाय नमः. O Shri Hari, the Son Supreme, ocean of kindness, beloved of Gop and Gopis, God Brahma come to steal cows and cows in Gokul, to have a fitful darshan of you. You turn yourself into those forms to please him. You killed Kaliya, serpent of the Yamuna river, to free the gopis of his manes forever. Likewise, crush my ignorance to rid me of my fears. Bankat, Hari and Lakshman, Vithu and Jagdev as one went around collecting donations for the monastery of Shri Gajanan. While many devotees readily subscribe, some non-believers criticize, why should the son need donations when he performs sensations? Why should he ask for money from others when he can get it straight from the Kuber's coffers? Jagdev laughed at their mischief and said, the money we need is for your sake. Maharaj doesn't require a temple or a hood. The construction is for your own good. This universe is his monastery. Forests are his gardens of pleasant diversity. This earth is his bed of limitless bread. All the 8 cities are awaiting his summons. His splendor is entirely beyond conception. How can a candle help the sun in diffusing darkness? How can a watchman surpass the king's glory? One pious deed is enough to fulfill your dreams. Remedies curing ills are vital for soul's esteem. Diseases threaten the body, not the spirit. Soul is internal. It has no birth or demise. You have to accumulate good deeds and blessings to enjoy and protect your well-being. If you consider your affluence as a body, bad habits as malady, the diseases can be removed indeed by performing pious deeds. Thus, build up pity of your credit with no appearance in your mind. Sow seeds of good deeds to reap the benefit. Don't scatter seeds on a rocky surface. They will never sprout and will go west. Bad habits and thoughts are such spots. Seeds sown there will be eaten by roaches and ants. There is no pity like reverence to sun. Shri Gajanan today is a jewel amongst them. A donation to such a cause will multiply your credit. A seed sown in soil brings forth more yield. Similar is the effect of good charity. The critics were subdued by this advice. All arguments go haywire when confronted with facts and figures. Contributions poured because of influential people. Ordinary folks cannot contribute such donations. A compound wall was soon built around the lot. People of Shegao gathered to help the cause. Bullock carts carried material for construction. Sant Gajanan watched them from his residence. He thought that the work may gather speed if he shifts to the site of the construction indeed. He jumped on a cart carrying sand. The driver stepped down as he was a Mahar. Why so? Asked the son. I don't care whether you are untouchable or an esquire. The Mahar said, it is not appropriate for me to sit next to the sun. God Hanuman was a devotee of Shri Ram, but never sat next to him at all. So be it. I don't object, said the Sant. Oh Bullock, just take the cart on the right trail. The Bullock went as instructed and arrived at the designated spot. The cartman was walking ahead. The sun lighted from the cart and sat in the center of the plot. where stands his monument today. This spot falls in between two survey numbers 43 and 45 of the lot. Construction with this as a center would mean encroachment on an outer piece of land. The trust was granted only an acre, but with such a situation, violation would occur. They did it as the collector had agreed to allot more after gauging how the work proceeds. Some mischievous elements reported this to the government. DOTs were disturbed and informed the Sun that an officer Joshi would inquire into the incident. Shri Gajanan Maharaj laughed and said that the fine imposed would be exempted. It came to be true. Joshi inspected the matter and waived the charges in his order. Hari Patil was especially happy. Words of Maharaj don't go in vain. Last time in a similar case, the Sun had said, "Don't be afraid," and it did come true that I was saved. Similar incident has recurred today. His kind words won't go astray. They can never remain empty. Devotees from far and near gathered together at the Sun's feet and offer prayers. Some incidents at the new monastery soon became noteworthy. A Gosavi named Ganga Bharti came from the village of Savdat in Mehkar Taluka. He suffered from leprosy and had scars all over his body. The disease had worn out his fingertips. His skin was red and suffered from an itch. He was totally tired of his sufferings. He heard of the Sant and came for his blessings. Devotees did not allow him near the Sant. The disease is contagious, as they said. They advised him to stay away. Take a glimpse of the sun and get out of the way. In spite of a warning, Ganga Bharati grabbed a timely opportunity. He rushed to Maharaj to bow down to him as a last resort. Maharaj slapped him on his head, and as he got up, he got many slaps on his face. After this, Maharaj kicked him hard and spat on his body disease. Ganga Bharati took it as a blessing and sprayed the spittle as ointment dressing. Someone standing by criticized him and asked him to clean himself, with suggestion not to indulge in such blind faith again. He advised Ganga Bharati to take medicines instead of coming to a crazy man like this. Ganga Bharati smiled and said, "Nothing is impure with the sun. Musk will never release a reeking stench. What appeared to you as saliva is an ointment for my skin. It smells like musk. If you so like, come touch and smell it. It appeared to you thus as you don't need it. You don't understand the greatness of Maharaj. To prove what I say, let us go to the place where he takes his daily bath. Therefrom I take mud and anoint myself, and watch what happens next." For Ganga Bharati, it turned into an ointment. It remained as mud in the critic's extent, making him realize the greatness of the sun. No one in the congregation allowed Ganga Bharati to sit near Gajanan. He had a melodious voice. He sang devotional songs of his choice. This continued for the fortnight, and then a miracle came to sight. The rash on his skin had vanished. Hair blows returned to a normal size. Cracks on the feet were all gone. Stage of the person was a thing of the past. He went on singing devotional songs, which pleased the audience all day long. Anusaya, his wife and son Santosh, came to Shegaon to take him home. By the grace of Santa, "You are cured," they said. "With his permission, let us go back to our village." Ganga Bharati said, don't pray to me. I no more belong to you, I swear. Maharaj has slapped me and brought me to my senses, saying that I shouldn't degrade the saffron robe I wear. I have a new vision to understand the strict. I desire to stay away from family life. Santosh, you better go home with your mother, obey her and take good care of her. Be like Pundarika in serving her with love. That will bring you blessings from God Vasudev. If I come back, the diseases will catch me again. So refrain from forcing me in vain. Till now, I belong to you, I agree. But from now on, I will devote myself to the divinity to free myself from the cycle of birth and death. This change in me is due to the Maharaj's grace. Please don't tempt me anymore. Saying this, he sent them back to Sabda and stay on in Shegao since then, singing daily evening prayers, sitting before Maharaj and the followers. This was an encashment for everyone. He was completely cured of the diseases and then went to Malkapur as the Sant wished. Once in the month of Paush, Jham Singh came to Shegao and requested the son to visit his village Mundegaon. He reminded the son of the promise made to visit his village. Accordingly, he had come to take him home. Maharaj went with him where a big crowd had gathered to greet him on the village outskirts. Jham Singh arranged a grand feast to celebrate the son's visit. Mundgaon became the second Paitan, where Eknath was treated with such a great applause. In the presence of Sri Gajanan, many visiting parties arranged bhajans. Cooks got busy in making prasad for the devotees of Maharaj. When the preparations were halfway through, Maharaj halted the process though, saying, Jham Singh, today is a white day, the 14th day of a waxing moon. Better arrange the feeding tomorrow, on the festival of full moon. Jham Singh said that the food was all set and devotees had gathered to participate in the feast. Maharaj said, what you say is correct in your own way, but this is not an appropriate day, acceptable to God. Please obey. The food will go west as I see. That's what you don't want it to be. You wish the events go as per your desire, but it doesn't seem to be possible here. Even then, people squatted down for food. Suddenly the sky changed its mood. Clouds gathered and poured rain. Then a thunderstorm lashed again. Wind and lightning uprooted many trees. Water went running as in streams. It came into the plates served for the day, and all the food was swept away. Jham Singh approached the Sant and said, the devotees are all disappointed by these untimely rains. I hope this does not recur tomorrow. This is not our rainy season, we all know. It appears the storm lashed this region only to spoil the food preparation. Our crops may be destroyed by such precipitation. People will taunt me by asking, is this a reward your pity brings? The sun said it won't happen the next day. He just looked up at the clouds and they clear. They all vanished and the sky was clear. Sun brightened up the entire atmosphere. Such was in supremacy of the sun's stare. Next day, the devotees enjoy the fair. The tradition of feeding people on this day continues as Mundgaon even today. Jham Singh surrendered all his estate at the feet of revered Sant. Many residents of Mundgaon village become disciples of Gajananda Sant. Pundik Bhokre was one amongst the people, a sturdy young man of principle. He was the only son of Ukida, the farmer. The name Ukida may sound peculiar. Such names are given to children to ensure their survival, as Pintya in Telangana and Kerapunjai in Maharashtra elsewhere. Pundlik visited Shegao on 11th day of the waning moon, like devotees visiting Pandharpur, Alandi and Behu. Once an epidemic of plague spread over Berar. People fled their houses and went to live on the fields afar. The symptoms of the diseases are that the patient shivers and then develops a very high temperature. His eyes become red in color, followed by a gland in the joint anywhere. The patient then loses his cognizance and finally succumbs to the infection. This was never a disease of our land. It prevailed over the European continent and traveled to India on the weird journey, to soon infect our beloved country. People abandoned their houses and resided on fleet to protect themselves. These killer diseases invented Undgaon when Pundlik was to visit Shegao. When he left for Shegao with his father, he was feeling feverish with the shiver. After going 10 miles on the road, he could not walk anymore. A gland appeared in his armpit. He couldn't walk a step more on the street. His father was very much concerned and asked his son about his condition. Pundlik explained to him the state of affairs, his weakness, gland in the afferent and high fever. Folding his hands, he prayed to the sun, "O Gajanan, please see that my routine visit on the scheduled day is not disturbed a bit. Let me reach and touch your feet today. Then I don't care if death takes me away. Please protect me till I reach you all the way." Visit to Shiris and holy places are possible only if the traveler is in good health. Looking at Pundlik's sick state, his father felt sorry immensely. He prayed to God to save his only son and offered a bullock cart to reach Shegao soon. Pundlik replied, "No, I must go on foot only. I will make it walking slowly." He said, "If I die, take my body to Shegao. Don't worry about me at all." He walked the distance in great pain and reached the feet of the sun, and in front of him he fell prostrate. Looking at Pundlik, the son praised his own armpit with his hand and said, "Pundlika, your malady is over. Don't now fret." When Maharaj said this, the gland in Pundlik's armpit suddenly vanished. The feeling of weakness also disappeared. When Maharaj ate morsels of food sent by his mother, Pundlik started feeling better. This was the reward for his devotion. A great example for non-believers. Absolute devotion brings in desired results. Pundlik returned to Mundgaon after his visit. Reading about him will avert all your ills. This is a real biography and not a concoction. Everything narrated is what actually happened. There is no reason for anyone to doubt the blessings of Gajanan. May this treatise about the sun bring the readers all happiness. Sadguru Shri Gajanan Maharaj ki Jai. This English pothi was translated by Shri Shankar Pandit. Please share this video so that maximum devotees can avail Maharaj's blessings.